This time, we're off to the Yucatan to dive in the cenotes of Tulum, Mexico. The cenotes are the entrances to the cave and cavern system, which goes on for miles. We got a guide, threw our tanks in the car, and off we go to the first site. Angelita is an interesting site due to the layer of hydrogen sulfate. We're down here at about 100 feet, and you can see the fog around the edge of this pile of rubble, which is in the middle of the cenote. That fog layer, which is the hydrogen sulfate, is about 10-15 feet thick, and the cenote drops another 80 to 100 feet beyond that cloud. Really interesting, and gives it this spooky sort of effect. The hydrogen sulfate is created from the decomposition of the branches and other organic material that's sitting in this pile in the center. When you drop down through it, through the hydrogen sulfate, it smells a little bit of sulfur, actually, but underneath that, it's pretty well black. On the way back up, there's a little offshoot cave, which is fun. And even though the water's pretty warm, Cam would get cold, and after a dive, she jumped in the car and turned on the heat full. This cenote is interesting for a different reason. This is an example of a halocline. So you will note that certain things in the foreground are sharp, and much of the background can be fuzzy. That's just where the salt and fresh water are mixing in this particular cave. Very interesting. It's like looking through a translucent bathroom glass. So Cam will look really clear, but beyond her, there's this fuzz. The yellow line is a dive line so that you don't lose your way in the cave. Really interesting stuff. And again, beautiful clear water in all of these caves. If you look at the rocks, you can see the shimmering, which is the effect of the halocline. Makes for a really fun dive. I think these were our favorite dives of the trip. The rock formations in these two cenotes were just stunning. Beautiful stalactites and stalagmites. Nice clear water. A little bit tight in a few areas. Nothing too bad. These are not considered particularly dangerous caves. They're pretty well marked out, and not too many tight spaces. There's a sign at the bottom of this one warning you not to go farther. The cenote, the pit, is similar to many in that the entry is just a little slice in the rocks that entices you down, and that little slice leads to much more beautiful caves. So you drop down under the ledges. The depth profiles on these dives are really between 30 to 50 feet, maybe 60 feet. Angelita was more like 120. Pretty straightforward diving. This cenote also had the hydrogen sulfate layer, a little more diffuse. Kind of makes it seem like you're going through a marsh in a fog above ground. Some of the cenotes popped up into other cave entrances where there were generally bats flying around. Bat guano is basically the only food that the very few fish that are here get to eat. Light really makes for great blue water. And we head back to the top through the blue. So that's a quick look at our Tulum dives. That was one of our guides, and this is a guide that Kate had a couple years back when she was here before. Great place, Tulum. It's a lot about diving. We also had a really nice place on the beach. Very relaxing, beautiful weather. And Kate got a massage. Lots of fun hanging out, and we also got to help some hatching turtles make their way into the ocean because they're attracted to the lights of the restaurants and the like, so a little assistance was very good. Again, here's our place. The massage place is down on the left there on the beach. And with a final wave from Kate, that's all from us in Tulum. We had a fantastic time, and we're off to dive Tubataha next.